Talk about Brooklyn, then you talk about the finest. Talk about Harlem, then you talking about the flyers. Talk about Queens, then you talking about the gunshots. Talk about the Bronx, then you talking about hip hop. Talk about the Crips, let's talk about the Bloods. Let's talk about the people, yo.
However, Peter, every week we ask you, throw a challenge to you to go out on the streets of New York to find somebody with a story to enlighten us, to illuminate our discussions on New York and the Big Apple. Well, who have you found for us this week?
This is an interview of a gentleman called 11. That's what he claims is his name. You'll see in the interview he just wouldn't give me his real name. He's the classic example of a young black trying to get his piece of the action in the music business. I mean, this kid is a real New Yorker, and he has his roots in the Bronx. And I must tell you that if you wanted somebody to play the role of a young black trying to work his way up in the music business, this would be the guy you'd want to use. And so the first thing he did, he explained to me the difference between hip-hop and rap.
Well, hip-hop is the culture. Rap music is the music that inspires the culture of hip-hop.
So what do you actually do? I mean, do you write music? Do you sing music? I mean, what's your role in life?
I rap. There's different elements of hip-hop. I rap, I DJ, I produce. I don't sing. My homegirl G, she sing. I don't sing. But
now wait a minute. You just said your homegirl. What does that mean?
Yeah, that's my partner. That's my homie. It is what it is. Like, that's my homie.
Okay, but does that mean like she's your girlfriend, your homie, or she's just your partner in music?
No. Just my partner in music. That's my friend. A homie is your friend. Okay,
but let's say you felt like kissing her. Are you allowed to kiss her?
No, I wouldn't feel like kissing her.
I hope she's not listening to this. Okay, so you let's say, how many songs have you actually written? I mean, what would be your total up to this point? And by the way, how old are you?
Wow. Okay. I don't give out my age along with my number.
This guy is really, he doesn't want to tell us his name. And by the way, let me assure you, you nice listeners, that 11 is not on the run from the cops or anything. He's just a secretive, personal person, okay? So I don't want anybody to think I'm sitting here talking to a felon. Okay, so give us a hint. Are you 90 years old or are you in your 20s?
I'm in my 20s. I'm in my mid-20s.
Okay, and how many songs have you written to this point?
All together, I say like 200, 250. 200
or 250?
Yeah, because I've been doing it for a minute. You got the albums, you got mixtapes and collaborations with other people.
But is that the lyrics and the music?
I don't do all the music, myself. I know other producers. But yeah, most of it, yeah, I wrote.
Okay, so if I put you on a stage right now, do you remember all the 200? I mean, could you sing them all out of memory, or do you have to go and look at the music?
If I had to perform 200 songs, I could probably remember 150 of them.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Where do you originally come from?
I'm from the Bronx.
The Bronx.
Home of hip-hop.
It is the home of hip-hop?
Yes, sir.
Why does it have that title? What gives it that, title?
Well, the first jam in hip-hop was thrown on Cedric and Cedar in the Bronx. With Kool Herc, he used to bring out his system, and he had Bambaataa and Bronx River, and it was just a real big phenomenon. It was real underground, real street, real personal, and it just blew up. Now everybody's doing it.
How many years ago is that?
Hip hop is 32, 33 years old.
Well, so really, in other words, the people who started hip hop are kind of getting to be old geezers now.
Yeah. I mean, they getting up there, and but they still here. At least I know a lot of them, and they still fresh. They still at it. If they're not making records or they not rapping, they still being productive in their community, or they still doing something that have to do with music.
So, would you say that the Bronx and New York City are the center of hip hop now? Still?
Well, hip-hop is a cycle, and as of right now, down south really got the whole game on lock right now.
Meaning what, like Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia?
Mississippi, Alabama, definitely Atlanta. There's a few rappers in New York that's holding it down, but it's a cycle because back in the late '80s, early '90s, it was all LA, It was all about Los Angeles hip-hop. So, I mean, it's a cycle. It's going to come back around.
People who don't know the industry, lots of times they associate dirty words certainly the N-word, which I would appreciate you don't say, please, even though I guess you're entitled to say the N-word. And so there's a connection, as if there's something wrong or something bad or something evil. What's your feelings about that connection?
Well, I mean, like I said, hip-hop is a real personal culture, and it came from the streets. So the language is based on the streets. You know, people curse in the streets. People are aggressive in the street. You know, I mean, it depends on what kind of form or style of hip hop that you do. I could talk about me being in my hood and my environment, how bad it is, and how everybody sells drugs. But I could also flip it on the things that me and my people could do to get out the community and to get the drug dealers off the corner and stuff like that. So I mean, it'll be the same message, but it'll just be delivered a different way. Sometimes you have to be aggressive to get your point across.
Is the hip-hop industry and the rap music controlled by black people or white people, or is it just a cross-section of people who are in the industry?
Well, I mean, a lot of artists right now, compared to back in the days, you know, like Sugar Hill and Enjoy Records and stuff like that, I think a lot of the artists are getting more intelligent. They're getting more smart now, so they starting to have their own record labels and publishing companies and production companies. But really, like the main corporate America, like if you want to get on, I mean, you have to go through another channel to get on. It's hard, you know, for us to just do it by ourselves, and it's our art form, so it should be something that we should just, you know, we should have control over, you know.
But is the industry really more violent? I mean, every once in a while you pick up a newspaper and you see that some rap guy supposedly shot some other rap guy, but in the final analysis, is it really any more violent than any other industry? I mean, I'm sure steel workers shoot steel workers and postal people shoot postal people, so I mean, if some kid wants to go into being rap, it's not like he's going into dangerous occupation, is he?
Right, no. I mean, I think that a lot of people get it twisted between keeping it real and keeping it reality. You know, I mean, the record companies, they make millions and millions of dollars off these people that rap about that stuff in their music, and because they try to use it as gimmicks. But in the reality of it, most of the people that do that, they're not on their record label no more, because the record company don't even want to be bothered with that. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, you have to do that to get in the industry, but then once you do it and you really get shot, or you really go to jail for selling drugs, or you really on trial for murder, then the label just don't want to be bothered with you.
Okay, so here you have a culture, hip-hop and rap, and it's really mainly black people.
Right.
Now, do you have other types of people coming in? I mean, in other words, are there white people trying to be rappers? Are there Chinese people trying to be rappers? Or do you guys, you know, do you have a lock on it still?
No, I mean, it's so broad. I mean, especially in Japan, Africa, the UK. I mean, it's so broad, you know, because I don't want to say it's poor people's music, but like I said, it comes from the streets, and it's a way to express your struggle. And no matter where you go in the world, you're always going to find somewhere where there's people oppressed, and they want to have a voice, or they have a voice. And most of the time, hip hop is that voice that lets them relieve their stress, and, you know, let them speak out about the issues going on in their community.
Would you draw any connection to jazz? In other words, in terms of hip hop and rap, or is that just completely different?
Oh yeah, definitely. My man, Easy Mo B. He.
Wait a minute, Easy Mo B.
Easy Mo B.
What does Easy Mo B mean? I mean, that's just his name?
Yeah, that's
man.
That's his name.
So can I now start calling you my man 11?
Yeah, you call me. Yeah.
Okay, so you're my man.
Yeah.
Okay, my man 11.
Right, no
so
doubt.
Explain now the connection between hip hop, rap, and jazz.
One of the things I was gonna say was Easy Mo B. He's a hip hop producer. He produced Biggie's first album. He did some stuff with Alicia Keys. But one of his biggest selling albums, one of the joints, I think he got 2 Grammys for it, if I'm not mistaken, was a record he did with Miles Davis, and before he died. And Gangstar, he did the Bebop album. So there's definitely a connection in jazz. I mean, you can listen to all genres of hip hop, whether it's hardcore, gangster, commercial. There's always it's a mixture of different elements: R&B, jazz, Latin, everything. It's just a soulful music.
Do you play any instruments yourself?
Yeah, I play. when I was a kid, I played the American. I could play the American drums. And
what's American drums?
No, the drum set.
Oh, the regular drum.
Yeah, and then I could. I played the congas. I took guitar for a little while.
All right, so it's been your whole life, and I get the sense talking to you, you're a happy guy and you really love music. Could you ever envision yourself doing anything other than music, or is this what you really want to do till the day you die?
This is it's in my blood. It's in my heart. It's in my soul. So I mean, even if I was to say, I'm not gonna do it, or if I say I'm just gonna focus on something else, it would still be in me to do it. So yes, it's definitely something I got a love for.
Hey Joe, I was listening to the radio. Hold up, yo, let in, bro.